Hello everyone, this is Joseph Lucier here for our weekly Tongren session. Good to see everyone here. I'm just going to lower the volume for a moment. So we have some background music, 528 hertz to be exact. But today this is our weekly session, and for our special topic to discuss while we're here, it will actually be about castor oil, but we will focus on all the different specific conditions, and we're going to begin right away. So for Fran D, again, this is Joseph Lucier, Tongren Therapy, AnusarWellness.com, and our first request is from Fran D, esophageal cancer, and for neck pain. So usually we do our three-part process, which is very good, to get a thorough session, complete body tune-up for anyone. And hello, Eric. Hello, Ed Panama. So blood flow to the brain, and as I always say, I do this especially for myself, kind of get a kickstart for my brain, blood flow to the brain. I'm going to set back a little bit so that people can see my hands and see what I'm doing, mostly my students. Blood flow to the brain command points. So we're talking about cancer here. There are a few things that I learned about that seem to be universal for everyone that has hundreds, if not thousands of years of history that are just crazy beneficial. And aloe vera is one of those. Wheatgrass, and especially wheatgrass concentrate, is one of those. Energy healing, which is universal. Shamans, acupuncture, Reiki, Tongren, all these things have a common element. Aloe vera, as I mentioned, medicinal herbs. In addition to that, I'd like to discuss castor oil because it's got magical, deep penetrating powers. It's very high in fat, but it has a very special healing potential. It accelerates lymph drainage. So let's make sure we get everybody. Where is the... Okay. So I'm now live on YouTube. There seems to be a little bit of a delay there, but we are okay. We are on YouTube, which technically means we have access to 4 billion people if they all look at us at the same time. But we'll see if that works out. Momashari, welcome. So esophageal cancer, then CML, and then less. Work for all three of those. Excuse me. Where did that come from? Sometimes it's a release. And Jenny Finn, good to see you. C1 to C7. So I'd like people to chime in to know if they are familiar with castor oil for a therapy. I'd like to hear if you have any familiarity with it, because it really is truly amazing, and I recommend it to everyone, because lymph drainage acceleration is critically important for everyone. So C6, C7, calcium balancing, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, especially 8 for the esophagus for Fran D. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. C6, C7, T1 for the bones. For this. T1 for the CML. For Carol. And I'm just wondering if you can hear the 528 hertz healing frequencies. Everything is about frequencies. When used as a strategy, they're very healing. EMF, of course, is different. That's like microwaves and 5G and different things like that. So for Fran D, shoulders. So we do a shoulder release point. Gallbladder 21. Classic point for releasing the shoulder. And then remember, all the trapezius muscles insert at the base of the skull. It goes all the way up and basically tucks in under the skull. So yes, Carol, please lie down and rest. You will be in the collective for sure. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. T7 for the spleen for Carol. T8 for the esophagus for Fran. L3 for the prostate. For everybody, anti-inflammation, the microbiome. Activate the entire spine, but also for CML, craniosacral fluid. I highly recommend craniosacral therapy. Yeah, try the castor oil. I have a lot of faith in it. There are some things that they've been used for thousands of years since ancient Egypt, Greece. They knew what they were doing. And the castor oil, I talked with the supplier of the kits, queenofthrones.com. My sense is they were talking about thrones in a different way before they went into castor oil. But I've been communicating with them, and that would be my recommendation, the place to go for that. queenofthrones.com. Arthrostim session. Don't know what that is. Sounds like something out of Star Trek, but I hope it was helpful for you. So let's continue the three-part process, and we'll continue to reinforce all of the therapies for everyone here. So whole leaf organic aloe vera juice from Aloe Answers. These are my superheroes. And Jerry Heyman. Castor oil from queenofthrones.com. That was recommended from a national naturopathic organization. That's how I found them. So, and they had a 4-part series on the benefits of castor oil. Brilliant. Grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. So let's focus directly on the comfort in the torso and energy. And let's see who's on Facebook. Instagram. Oh, my phone is locked. Oh, Instagram is locked. If you can see me, that's great. Keep great. Thank you. Instagram, it's not scrolling, but you're still there. Thank you very much. So let's do the bones from Umashari and lymph. Very specific concentration. All good? Okay, good. It's scrolling again. Great. So less torso, appetite, and energy. And for a couple of people, Umashari, Happy Mama, and for Carol, bones, bone marrow, lymph. Let's do it. Blood flow to the brain. Blood flow to the brain and brain command points for everyone. This is to initialize the sensory cortex, motor cortex, hypothalamus, and pituitary, and the last two are basically the beginning stages of where the brain communicates to the entire endocrine system. That's pretty important. So for pain, for less, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So for castor oil, the basic first step, and then it can be more strategic. You put it on what's right around the belly of the belly button, just below what's called the Peyer's patches. It's kind of like ground zero for the circulation and collection of lymph. So you can put it there. Lots of people put it on organs. So you can put it on the liver, kidneys, the detox. But remember, if you do that, also combine that with removing toxins because they may be loosened up with clay, stuff like that. So a two-part process would be my recommendation of castor oil and clay baths or foot soak. So those two things. Very similar to infrared light and clay. Loosen up the toxins, increase circulation, remove the toxins, escort them out of the body. So those are good things to think about for a general detox. So I have a 7-day colon cleanse program, which is basically an alkalizing, oxygenating colon cleanse 7-day process. So we already have some people from Europe that are joining, and then we'll have other people. We do this every season to help people get through the seasons and to initialize an alkaline state of the body. So just curious if people are interested in either a colon cleanse, which is to initialize the body, or a clay cleanse, which is 14 days. A lot of people do too. We do this set every season because that was what people were asking for. And so we're going to be doing that. If you're interested in that, let me know. And I can give you more information, or we can jump on Zoom. I can give you other information about that. So let's work on less, the ouch points, torso pain. So T10, 11, and 12, that's what we concluded. at least T10, 11, 12 directly on the ribs. The cleanses, the group cleanses are community-based. That's what I find to be the best. We all support each other and go through a process together. We send the products, people go through it. We have very detailed guidelines of what to do for the 7 days. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for pain and the ouch point of the pain. Let's even go to the ouch point on the front for less. And Jenny, you're coming up next. And Happy Mama, we want to reinforce two things, which is going to help a lot of people. One is the bones, and number two is the lymph. So we all know how important the lymph is. So let's focus on the bones for Happy Mama. T1 for the bones. Spleen for blood. Perfect blood. TB39. A super point for Chinese medicine for the bones as well. But let's enhance that through more support for the bones and even the lymph through craniosacral fluid, GB789, sphenoid bone, where the craniosacral fluid is kind of pumped down the spine, and it comes up. And then craniosacral fluid from the brain to the tailbone. Tailbone 1, 2, 3, 4. And down the front. But let's work on the lymph. 2 parts. T3 for the lymph, spleen for the lymph, and then lymph drainage, axillary lymph. So for the castor oil pack, especially for breast cancer patients, we want to accelerate and remove stagnant lymph from the armpits. So put lymph right on the armpits. And that's for the axillary lymph. And you're next, Jenny, and I want to read to the group what you have in your comments there. So Ed, are you really from Panama? That's a great place to go. I've never been there. I have been to Belize. That's as close as I've gotten. And I'll be going back there shortly. I was supposed to go this week, but it didn't work out. Axillary lymph. Yes. Oh, awesome. So Maria Jose Sanchez, yes, we will be working with you from Ecuador. And then grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. So for the appetite and energy, so we're going to work on T7 left side. Augustina brainstem. Okay. And for energy, the 3 dantians, but especially lower dantian. 2 things for energy, CV4 for less, and stomach 36. Chinese classic point, Zusan Li. And grounding liver 3 and kidney 1. Blessings and gratitude to you as well. Cool citizen, we will work on that. But Jen Finn, it says, please tap for right inner elbow, biceps, also for both hips. And I'm not sure, yep, we have a specific exercise for tennis elbow and the biceps, hips, piriformis, legs, feet, and calm anxiety. Okay. And you said I have sprayed wheatgrass on the elbow, which I aggravated while swimming today. But the wheatgrass you don't use a whole bunch. If you want to use something constant, I would use aloe, but twice a week maybe for the spray. But the magnesium oil you can use every day, the aloe you can use every day, but the wheatgrass spray maybe twice a week, because it really works on the nerves, and the nerves need time to just work on their own, not to be reinforced by the clay. So let me know if all that has helped, Jen. But yep, muscle tone, rebounding is a good option to keep the tone and the lymph going, blood flow to the brain. Brain command points, brain stem command points. So today we have people from Ecuador, Panama, vertebral artery to the spinal artery, and we work with upper respiratory health. The relaxator is a great solution for upper respiratory health, strengthening the diaphragm, increasing lung capacity. It's even a tool for asthma. T123478 for the cool citizen upper respiratory, but especially the brachial plexus nerves for the elbow and for the biceps, as well as the ouch points. So let me know how things are going, Jen. So if you have requests, please put them in. If not, just please sit and relax. So the question is, can it be used internally? I'm not too familiar with using it internally. I guess technically it can, but usually it's used externally. I'd have to find out more. I have seen that it is used internally, but I'm not an expert on the dosing of how that works. So I would not personally know how to recommend that. I would look it up. I would look up and even communicate with the website, queenofthrones.com. They seem to have a really good handle on it. But depends on your use. Let me know what you want to use it for. Maybe we can come up with some other solutions. Talkative chatter. So So respiratory, T2, T3, lungs and lymph. Swimming every day is really good. So your question is, will clay also help? Yes, it would help. It will help to mineralize the area. But gentle twisting exercises for tennis elbow, golfer's elbow can massage it. I can even show you. Just do it really gently wherever the pain is. You can see me. Just put a little bit of pressure and do a little bit of twisting. That will deepen a massage for that. Linda, so excellent to see you. Can I help you out with bronchial stuff? Yes. Yes, I can. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So upper respiratory. So we got bronchitis. We got upper respiratory. T3, T2 for the bronchial areas. T3 for the lung areas. And then we will get to Maria next with the brainstem tumor. Lung 1, lung 2 for the lungs. CV17 for the lungs. Any upper respiratory issues, I would definitely recommend the relaxator. So yeah, talkative shadow, let me know what you want to do specifically, and we can kind of strategize. And in a moment, we will work with Catherine McGlynn. So from the area of Donegal and Fromage, province of Southern Ireland. CV17 for breathing for everyone. So in a moment, we're going to do brainstem tumor. So we're going to have a multiple part process. Oxygenation, since cancer is triggered by an oxygen deficiency. And number 2, blood flow support for the brainstem. And number 3, using essential oils for it. So too much air conditioning, hopefully that will end as of today around here. The heat wave has broken. So let's do some more with the bronchial areas, lung 1, lung 2, upper respiratory, CV17, teeth 2, and teeth 3. And let's work one more time on the elbow and the biceps for Jen. The direct area right on there. There's a point right in there. If you look at your elbow, there's a crease. Right at the end of the crease is a point, a Chinese medicine point. So you can rotate your hands. You'll feel the muscles moving. Just put a little bit of pressure. Or go straight forward and a little bit of pressure. But find the ouch point and then gently rotate your hips. Your elbow and your wrist. And you'll feel that you'll be massaging those ligaments and tendons under there. And then for the biceps as well, we try to get a lot of blood flow into the area. Clay would be excellent for it as well. So I agree. And grounding. Okay. So next, brainstem tumor for the 7-year-old. So we want to do a complete workup for the brain. Blood flow to the brain. Chi is already flowing. Great. Just let it go. Surrender. Be connected to the universal chi of the world, the universe. So let's work also with Catherine McGlynn. Command points of the brain, but really, and also for Augustina, brainstem point, GV17. Let's just really spend a lot of time on that for Augustina. Blood flow. Let's really work on the occiput because that's the blood flow to the brain stem. So that might be an issue as well. The occiput is the base of the skull where it meets the muscle, right at the base of the skull at the top of the neck. Hello, Esther. I got your text. That remind me of the 3 things I remembered: pain, bladder, and one more. So if you remind me, that I made a note that there were 3 specific things. And we were talking about some other items. I'm not an expert on them, but I do hear that they're good. That's it. I was going to go back to my text. TBIs. Thank you. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery. So for the brainstem tumor, GV17, occipital artery. So right along that brainstem, there's something going on. I would put either castor oil or wheatgrass balm or something in that area to release whatever that blockage is. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. And yes, I watched Grandchester again. Not so bad. 2 weeks ago was one of the most amazing shows ever. A few weeks ago, we started to get into a soap opera mode, and I think maybe people complained, but they seem to go back to the storytelling, which is brilliant. That's for Masterpiece Theater. If anybody is watching it, it's just basically like being at the theater. No commercials. So for the brain stem for Maria, phrenic nerve, CV17, oxygen. But also I recommend a steam bowl with steaming water and a towel over the head, and put it in a few drops of frankincense oil and inhale that, and that will get into the brain. So let's work on the ouch point area, the target area, the GV17, and the oxygenation, sky window, phrenic nerve, and the diaphragm CV17. How you guys doing on Instagram, Facebook? So continue to work for Augustina. Charge the battery for the child, and CV4. Good luck with all that. Feeling the healing chi. So that's good. And you might hear the background noise. It's the healing frequencies, 528 hertz. They're all different kinds of frequencies, and frequencies are like medicines. Frequencies are like herbs, different ones. And herbs, of course, every food, every plant has its own frequencies as well. And today we've been talking about castor oil, which is really excellent for the digestion. Sometimes it does create a laxative effect, but it's very healing. It accelerates the lymph drainage. And what does that mean? It accelerates detoxing from the body. Very relaxed, very good. Grounding, liver 3 and kidney 1. So next, Esther, blood flow to the brain. Esther and Catherine, again. GB 1920, 21, 22. And for the eyes, macular degeneration. Facial artery, ouch point for the eyes. And next we will work on delayed sleep phase syndrome. And queen, what does that mean? And queen from Facebook user. So C3 for the eyes, GV17 for the eyes for Catherine. And what does that mean, and queen? T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Anti-inflammation for the eyes. T9 right side, liver for the eyes as well. Not sure how someone could be a Facebook user and not see their name. Who is Facebook user? They said, and queen, and tap for me. Happy to tap for you. What would you like to focus on? So for Esther, want to make sure we get T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for pain. Sky window, vertebral artery, occipital artery, and facial artery for the brain, and the occipital artery for TB eyes. Tiffany, what would you like me to tap for, Tiffany? So we're going to work with Patty, metabolism, kind guest for detox, Allison for lung area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Lumbar 1 to 5 for Esther, sacrum 1 to 5 for the bladder. And the source for the bladder nerves is the lumbosacral plexus. And activate the entire spine for pain. For TBI, let's also work on cranial sacral fluid. So take a deep breath. Imagine the fluid pumping from the brain to the tailbone in a nourishing yellow or white glowing healing energy back and forth from the brain sphenoid bone to the tailbone 1 to 5. Try to work on the TBIs area. And I think, Tiffany, you were in my Tongren workshop. So the question is, will castor oil warm packs to the chest help to stop my coughing and to release phlegm? Yes. I would recommend Phlegmonade, Phlegmonade, Phlegmonade tea from Jeans Greens. Number 2, the laser on CV17. Number 3, of course, castor oil will help to release. It'll increase circulation, so I believe all 3 of those things will be great, as well as inhaling steam with lavender or eucalyptus oils to basically be antimicrobial and increase all those things. And then number 4 would be kind of like a breathing retraining long term through something like the relaxator or the roll-out device. Yes, Tiffany, I remember. Grounding, number 3, and kidney 1. So if people are interested in the upcoming workshops, we have a workshop on whole food because we're interested in long-term lifestyle success. We have a whole food workshop. We have a free webinar about breath and breath work coming up. So for Patty, metabolism boost, support detoxification and methylation. Okay. And for Allison, my mom is doing very well, thank you. Your digestion is improving, so that's great. You made my day. And taking notes. Okay. Yes, I'm just a good student of so many people I've been blessed with to meet, including Tom Tam, the experts, what I call my superheroes for clay, aloe vera, castor oil, and wheatgrass, kind of my superheroes, and for cleansing and herbs, also Dr. Group and my herbalist teacher, Tommy Priester. So I give them the credit for me having the opportunity to learn from them. So the question is, how long should you wait when you drink the aloe before consuming food? At least 30 minutes. Yeah, at least 30 minutes. Because you really want it to give you the benefit. You don't want it diluted or interfered with. So that would be one way to go. You can use aloe vera topically if you don't have the gel. Just put some of the liquid on there and massage it into the affected areas as well. It helps reduce inflammation, increases macrophage, which is like cleaning up area, and it fuels the cells with glyconutrients and glycoproteins and different things like that. So metabolism, so blood flow to the brain. Let's work on metabolism, origination, which is the hypothalamus and the pituitary. So yes, castor oil is better when it's warm. Put a hot water bottle over a towel over it. And it also requires a little bit of pressure to get deep into the tissues. That's how it's been used historically for hundreds of years. Noted early in ancient Egypt and different places. It's just a bean, castor bean. You can't eat it, it's toxic, it'll kill you. But the oil is 100% safe. Blood flow to the brain. And you're coming up right away. Tiffany, good to see you. So my book is coming out. What month is this? August. It will definitely be sent to printer in September. My goal is to finish the writing this month. Unfortunately, it keeps expanding and getting longer and longer. So it's kind of a story, a healing story. It has history. Like even castor oil, it talks about the history of castor oil. Even acupuncture talks about that. Even Whole Foods, it talks about the 16, 17, and 1800s, the history of why the food that we eat, the healing foods that we eat, is an evolution of conscious focus, mindfulness for healing, as well as a action plan for everything. So to answer your question, probably in October. That's my goal, is October. So blood flow to the brain. So let me know, continue to give me a status for Augustina and everyone. Linda, Brunini, Formica, vertebral artery to the spinal artery. We have your metabolism boost, which would be GV20, pituitary, GV6, C6, and C7. Metabolism boost, and detoxification and methylation. So T1 for the bones, T4 for the skin, which is a detox organ, T9 for the liver, which is a detox organ, and L2, which is the kidneys detox organ as well. And while we're here, we want to work on the neck for Allison. Night sweats, GV20, hypothalamus, pituitary for managing the metabolism for everyone. So for methylation, there are specifically methylated supplements. Some companies have an entire line of methylate. Methylation is something that happens in the body for everyone else, where there is a resistance to proper metabolism of supplements and certain foods. So there are certain supplements you can take to compensate for that. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, detoxification, and the microbiome, the major detoxification area. T11, T12, L4, and L5. So next we will work some more for Allison. The endocrine system, as you say, GV20 and 22. The neck, shoulder release points for Coco. Neck to pause, so that is the brachial plexus. Lumbosacral plexus for all the pause. Happy to be here for you, Patty C. So one of the best things you can do for detoxing is, of course, clay, because that attaches electromagnetically to toxins as a binder and it pulls them out of the body. So that's one of the best things. And the other thing you can do is also colon cleansing, which is why we do 2 processes per quarter for everyone. Colon cleanse and clay detox, to make sure that quarter, for everyone that wants to do it every quarter or every season, to really get a reboot. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and next we're going to work on delayed sleep phase syndrome. And the front legs for Coco, our mascot, brachial plexus, and then down the legs. So for anyone that is interested in learning a topic more deeply, write a book about it. Force you to check your thinking, check your data, check your thoughts, and ideally make it into a story so that it's practical. So I have basically, the book has 2 parts. One is the challenges, 10 challenges, 10 big challenges of life and different things. And then 10 action plans, 10 ways to work on those 10 things. So that's basically it. Interestingly, those 10 things and 10 things, as of this morning, are over 700 pages, but you take it in small parts, it works out pretty good. So right breast. So let's not forget anything. Right breast. For the breast, for Tiffany, glad you like the music. It's got very specific healing frequencies. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have Tiffany for the breast. We'll work on both sides. T4, T4, T4. So blood flow, nerve flow. For T4 for the nerve flow, and lung 1, lung 2, and sky window for the blood flow, mammary arteries. We want to be complete. We want to be thorough. Blood flow, nerve flow. So for anyone with any breast issues, we want to prevent metastases. There are many ways to do it, but one of the things you want to do is to prevent stagnation and increase circulation. So definitely castor oil in the lymph area of the armpits, because what happens a lot of times when people have even surgery or challenges with breast cancer, it goes to the lymph in the armpits. You can accelerate that lymph movement and eliminate that stagnation with castor oil. Internally, you can take things like aloe vera with anti-cancer herbs for internally to prevent metastases, and there are many things you can do. Many choices. And if breast cancer is related to hormones, there are certain foods, aromatase inhibiting foods, different things you can do as well. I think a statistic I read recently, 5 hours of exercise will reduce the chance of breast cancer by 20%. 5 hours of exercise will reduce breast cancer incidence by 20%, just by the exercise. There you go. Minimum. I would say that it's more, but that's what we want to talk about. So T1, 2, 3, 4 for the breast. Let's repeat that process. T4 for the breast. The nerve flow. Sky window and lung 1, lung 2 for the blood flow, for the arteries, for the breast. And grounding to liver 3, and kidney 1. So right now I want to focus on adrenal support, delayed sleep. So what controls a lot of our sleep, of course, is our pineal gland. But what I would suggest is make sure you're 100% dark when you sleep. And maybe even consider being in the dark, maybe 12 hours, to try to reset your pineal gland. Another thing you can do is melatonin. So melatonin is encouraged by infrared saunas, infrared light. The other thing you want to do is to remove calcium deposits sometimes which occur around the pineal gland, and you can do that by a very special clay called ormus or ormalite. And if you're interested, I can tell you where to get some of that. So you want to work on all aspects of your sleep and the core cause of the cause. But we will work on the pineal gland, castor oil tonight with moist heat. Great. So I will put in the link to the specific music that we're playing right now. That's the link to what we're playing at this very moment. Command points of the brain. So let's work on the entire circuit for sleep for the pineal gland, which is a gland, which means it's the endocrine. Hypothalamus, pituitary, and third eye pineal gland area. From a Tongren perspective, we also use for sleep rhythms T7, left side. There are many rhythms in the body: digestion, craniosacral, so many different rhythms. Of course, the heart. And continue to the adrenal for everyone, L1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but L1, L2, the adrenals. So again, the endocrine system, hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal gland, hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenals. There's something we call the HPA, hypothalamus, pituitary adrenal axis. It's a network, a circuit. Yep, 528 hertz. I like it. And let's work on CV4 also for the adrenal areas. So the usual process for castor oil packs: you put some castor oil on some flannel or cotton, or you get something ready-made like from the queenofthrones.com. You cover it, ideally with a little bit of pressure so you can hold it in. What traditionally people do, they put a lot of castor oil into flannel, cover it with plastic, and then cover it with something like a hot water bottle or a towel with a hot water bottle on it for nice warm heat. So that'll also be nice. It's really good for healing. People do it for the liver, for different organs, and for the belly area, which is kind of like ground zero for all your lymph circuit. So thank you everyone for joining. Hard to imagine I'm on time. Please keep me informed how everyone's doing. Our hearts go out for Augustina, 7-year-old with brainstem cancer. Please let us know how she's doing. For Allison, Jenny, everyone, we want to know how you're doing and continue to focus on helping you all. Blessings to all of you. We'll send some some healing chi. As I always say, we're connected through the heart of, through kindness, and the healing heart of compassion through the heart. And charge the dantian. Thank you very much. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, and connect to the universe. Thank you, Jen, with your updates, and thank you, Momashari. It's my honor to be here for all of you. You have come to our community, and it is my service to you that gives me great joy. Thank you. And we will do a clearing and harmonizing right now. Thank you and blessings to you all. A final note for electronically EMF stuff. I would definitely look into a site called vinaya.com. They use Orgonite advanced technology for EMF reduction, which I highly recommend for everyone. Thanks, blessings to you all. As I say, it's my honor and privilege to be of service to all of you wonderful people. Thanks very much and have a great day. See you next time.